Hello Red Devils, welcome back to another video. MUFC Legend here, and Manchester United play Manchester City at Old Trafford in the Manchester Derby tomorrow, and it will be a very difficult match for us considering our performance against Everton. That was really poor, and the players, they need to take responsibility because that will not be accepted at Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said he was very disappointed the players let themselves down, they let the club down, and he apologised for the performance, and rightly so. And the players, they really need to think and take a long, hard look at themselves whether they deserve to be at Man United or not. Because I think more than 50% of these players did not deserve to be Man United players. However, we can't do anything at the moment. We have to wait till the end of the season. But this is my predicted lineup to face Manchester City tomorrow, and there will be quite a few changes to this team. But hopefully, this team can produce something else. So David De Gea in goal. Now left back, Luke Shaw will be back, so obviously he'll go straight into the left back position. And Luke Shaw has been one of our most consistent performers this season, so Luke Shaw has to be starting for us in my opinion. Centre backs, I would stick with Lindelof and Smalling. Although their form hasn't been that great recently, they still this season have been our best partnership for centre backs. So Lindelof and Smalling, in my opinion, have to start. I would bring in Eric Bailly, but it's too risky to bring him in a game after such a long time out, especially against Manchester City, because the way Manchester City attack, it will be difficult for Bailly to cope with it. So I would bring Smalling in and then obviously substitute Bailly in later on in the game if we need to. Right back, I would go Diego Dalot. I don't want to see Ashley Young play, but Dalot, just give him game time, let him develop, and give him as much game time as possible heading into next season. That would be really beneficial for Dalot. Now the midfield, I would change. So Fred has played a lot of games for us recently, so I think Fred will be rested because he looked tired against Everton. His running, he lost the ball too many times, so he's a bit too tired in my opinion. So I would drop Fred purely because of the fact that he's played too many games for us. So Pogba, Scott McTominay, and instead of Fred, I'd bring in Andres Pereira. Whenever Andres Pereira has come on for us, he's looked very sharp, and his passing and crossing has been really good. So I would bring him in against Manchester City, and it's against Man City. So Andres Pereira, he knows what it means. He's an academy player, and he plays with the passion. He plays with his heart out. He plays with energy, and that's what Man United lacked against Everton. So that's what we need. We need energy and passion, and that's what Andres Pereira is. So I would personally bring him in. Scott McTominay, he's fantastic. He has to start for us. Brilliant player. He's turned his season around, and he's looking like a completely different player, and he's absolutely fantastic. Some people are saying drop Paul Pogba, but in my opinion, there's no one else to replace him, so we have to play Paul Pogba. On his day, for example, last season against Manchester City, Paul Pogba played fantastic, and we beat them 3-2 at Etihad. So on his day, Paul Pogba is one of the world's best midfielders, and against Manchester City, who have such a brilliant team, we need your best players to play. So Paul Pogba has to start, and the front three, I would bring in Alexis Sanchez. I'm not sure why he didn't start against Everton because he deserved to start against Everton. He can't be much worse than Anthony Martial or Jesse Lingard. So I would bring in Alexis Sanchez just behind the two strikers, Rashford and Mason Greenwood. So you're probably surprised that I've put Mason Greenwood in, but Oli needs to send a message to these players. For example, Lukaku, and I know Rashford deserves to get dropped as well, but playing Rashford and Greenwood together up top, I think that could be a very effective duo. Greenwood deserves to start in my opinion. Although he's young, age is just a number, but Mason Greenwood's talent is there for everyone to see. He's a really talented footballer. He's been scoring goals left, right and centre for the under-23s, and in my opinion, he's way too good to be in the under-23 squad. I would promote him to the first team, and I would play him against Manchester City. Mason Greenwood deserves to start. Even if he doesn't perform that well, it doesn't matter because our season is effectively over. Top 4 is still there, but play the kids, play Andres Pereira, play Scott McTominay, play Mason Greenwood. Start Alexis Sanchez. We need to make these changes. We need to make the team changes because the team that started against Everton was absolutely dreadful. So we need to make changes. We need to show passion and we need to show desire. And I think this team is capable of showing that against Manchester City. Even if we lose against Manchester City, I want to see a performance worthy of losing. I want to see the players playing for the badge. And if we get beat whilst showing passion and energy and desire, then it doesn't matter. But if you get beat like we did against Everton, then I will have a problem. But at the moment, Manchester City, you can tell they're the best team in the league. They play fantastic football. It will be a really difficult game for us. But as we saw last season, 3-2, we beat them at Etihad. Anything can happen in Premier League. Where Manchester United, these players, really need to look at themselves, really need to, get their energy up, the passion and desire. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he needs to be back this summer. That's the main thing. He needs to be back with the players. He needs to sell some of these players, because these players, some of them are just not good enough. They shouldn't be at Manchester United next season. But anyway, this is the team that I would like to see play against Manchester City. So you got David De Gea, Luke Shaw, Lindelof, Smalling, Dalot, McTominay, Pereira, Pogba, and then front three of Alexis Sanchez, in behind Rashford and Mason Greenwood. So anyways, it's been NBA Religion. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.